Joe Shasky, Mets, Diamonds, JD, all these guys. They roasted you, Clay. I got your back, though. I got your back. Wow. Can't wait for basketball. NBA basketball's been incredible. I'm not going to lie. Can't wait for the season. Jaylen Brown, $304 million, 5-year extension, Supermax. He's now the highest paid player in the NBA right now. Bronny James, prayers up, man. Had a cardiac arrest. He's doing better. Prayers up to the James family. That you never want to see that. That's his firstborn kid too, man. He's going to USC. You never want to see that. NFL is king, and NFL is back. We're going to be at the Santa Clara Hilton Hotel starting tomorrow and Thursday. So if you're going to be out there, make sure to stop by. The Morning Roast will be out there. Starting Guru will be out there. Training camp opens up on Wednesday, and we'll be live again from the Hilton Hotel. Don't forget, during every home game in the regular season, got to join them for the public tailgate. That's where we met Robin Sanbruno. Robin Sanbruno will stop by. You know he's going to be at camp.
Chopper City?
Shout out, big bats, baseball bats it is here. We call them Louisville Sluggers. And he'd be like, I'm like, yo, Rob, where you sitting at? And he hit his Louisville Slugger. Oh, you know I'm sitting next to Jesus. Hey, I ain't mad at you. Not mad at you. Always fun at training camp.
I hope Bronny's okay.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, it's a very serious thing. It doesn't matter who it is. You never wish that on anyone. And it's they're asking for privacy. So, you know, I know that there's an obligation for us to say it out loud because people do care about LeBron and they do care about his family and they're emotionally invested in him for a variety of reasons. But at some level, it is a kid. And, man, it's just I hope he's okay. I really do. I hope his long-term health, he's able to get back to just living his life.
So UC Steve asks, why 95.7 The Game had the guys at the hotel not near the practice field? Well, it's not up to us. It's, you know, there's laws we got to abide by, and we don't have the rights to the 49ers, so we can't necessarily be on the property. So we got as close as we can to the property, which is fine. Trust me, we would be on that practice field, you know, if we had the rights to the 49ers. You imagine if we were the flagship of that state? We basically are the flagship of the Niners. Nobody goes to the flagship station here for the 49ers. They come to 95.7 The Game. Who are we kidding? Oh, man. Only God knows. John Gambadoro, afternoon drive host out in 98.7 in Phoenix. We've been able to build a relationship here on the Morning Roast with Gambo, and he's really, really good. He knows everything down in Arizona, so we're going to ask him some questions. CP3, Dario Saric. We got Gambo on the line. What's up, John? Good morning.
Well, I'd say we're just dealing with the craziest heat wave we've ever had here in Arizona. We're breaking records every single day, about 118, and while everybody else is outside in the summer, we're stuck indoors.
Oh, my gosh. My girl is actually going down there to a bachelorette party in Scottsdale this weekend. I got to warn her, man, 118. But I say, Gambo, Phoenix is a very, very nice place. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
Except for the 4 months in the summer when it's 117, 118 every day. It's unbearable.
All right. So we'll get to CP3 and Sarge in just a second and Kyler Murray, what's going out there. But what's your perspective on the outside looking at the 49ers quarterback position? Brock Purdy, he's got the UCL injury. We don't know if he's going to be ready for week 1. Trey Lance, of course, when they drafted number 3 overall a couple years ago. We'll see about him. He's only started 4 games. And, of course, Sam Darnold, the ultimate reclamation project. What's your viewpoint on the Niner quarterback situation coming into the season?
Purdy's a local kid from here. So I think a lot of people were rooting for him, wanted to see him do well. I don't know. What's Trey played? 8 games in his career?
Not even. Started 4 games.
Yeah, I don't think he's been given a fair chance. I mean, I'd like to see more of the kid before you determine that, hey, he's not the guy. Now, Purdy did a great job last year, but I remember going into the Super Bowl and everything. There was a big question about, the championship game, the NFC Championship game. All of the big wins were at home or on the West Coast, and he done it on the road and on the East Coast. And I remember that was the storyline there, that most of those wins were either home wins or on the West. And then he went out there and he didn't play so well in that game. But I'd like to see Trey get more of a chance, guys. I mean, you gave up so much to get him. He's super athletic. He's super talented. He just doesn't have the reps. I mean, he just doesn't have that. It's like with Kyler Murray here, they've got to make a determination whether they're going to keep Kyler Murray after this year or if they get the number 1 overall pick, then they go get Caleb Williams. Did I go get Drake May? They've had a lot of reps to determine whether Kyler Murray is good enough or not. I just don't know that you guys have had the proper amount of reps to really make a fair evaluation on whether Trey should be the guy.
Wow. We've been talking a lot about Caleb Williams and our affinity for him. You really think that that's already starting to be a buzz? Caleb Kyler?
Absolutely. I mean, Steve Keim is gone. Cliff Kingsbury's gone. The Cardinals have their pick this year, which may be the number 1 overall pick, guys. I mean, they're absolutely rebuilding. I don't want to say tanking, but they didn't bring back Byron Murphy. They didn't bring back Zach Allen. They let go of DeAndre Hopkins. They're going to win 2 games this year. And they also have Houston's pick because they made a great trade. Monty Osborne made a great trade. They got Houston's pick. So there's a chance they get the number 1 pick. And if Kyler Murray plays in 10 games this year or 12 games and you don't love what you see, you're a new regime. You've got no ties to him. I mean, absolutely you can make that decision and draft the quarterback.
Wow. There's a lot going on in there. Did you get a chance to watch Did you watch the quarterback doc at all on Netflix?
No. I mean, we're watching, the Cardinals have an in-flight thing we're watching, so that's, I think it's called Cardinals in Flight. So that's the thing that's on now is each week something with the Cardinals.
Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, anyway, they had Kirk Cousins on there, but neither here nor there. I want to ask you about CP3. Warriors got CP3. Now, I went to the final game of the year. My buddy is a season ticket holder for the Suns. I went and saw Durant and Booker and basically a bunch of nobodies go up against the Nuggets and get throttled. It might have been one of the worst games of Durant's career, to be honest with you. And the prevailing thought was they're going to get rid of the coach and CP3's gone. Now the Warriors have CP3. What was it like when he was in Phoenix?
Look, I mean, there's no mistake. That was a salary dump for you guys. Don't let anybody tell you any differently. I mean, I don't think they wanted Chris Paul. I think that they wanted off of Poole's contract. I'm sure you guys have talked about that a million times. CP3 hit a wall last year. Listen, Phoenix owes him a lot. Okay, the year they went to the bubble, they went 8-0 in the bubble. Ricky Rubio was their point guard. They had a really great season. They had a good season. Didn't make the playoffs, but they did go 8-0 in the bubble. Chris Paul got him over the hump. The next year they get Chris Paul. They go to the NBA Finals. They kind of shocked the world. They swept the Nuggets. They were up 2-0 on Milwaukee. And they owed it all to Chris. I mean, Chris changed the culture here. He changed the way, the players prepared and the way everybody thought about games. He made Devin Booker a better player. He made everybody better. He wears on you after a while, but the thing with he just wears on you after a while. I mean, guys just don't like playing for him. He's hard. He's hard to play with. Look, I think age has caught up to him. 38 years old. Next year in the playoffs will be 39. He hit a wall last year against Dallas. The injuries have piled up. Groin injury this year in the playoffs. He missed the final 4 games. Last year he had a quad and shoulder injury, so he does miss a bunch of games now. He gets injured and I think he kind of hit a wall against that. Now, guys, the regular season's different. Regular season, you've got one game. Chris is great. He's smart, basketball IQ. I can get to the elbow. I'll hit the Playoffs, when you've got 5, 6, 7 games to figure out how to shut him down, we've kind of seen teams do that and shut him down, especially the last 3 playoff series.
Right. John Gambadoro here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game, 98.7 in Phoenix. Longtime afternoon drive host. He is the mayor down there in Phoenix when it comes to all sports. But, Gambo, you could make the case that him being in Phoenix, he was the second and third option, right? Here with the Warriors, he may be the 4th or 5th option, and he's probably going to come off the bench. Now, that may help him and preserve his health. We'll see about that. But how do you think he'll handle – I don't think it's coming off the bench. I think a lot of people are making a big deal about that. I don't think that's the big deal. I think it's what's going to happen in the last 5 minutes of the game. How would Chris Paul handle not finishing a basketball game? That's the question I have.
Yeah, we don't know, Bonte. I mean, he's never come off the bench ever in his entire career. He's never come off the bench. His assist to turnover ratio is still great. He's not a catch and shoot 3 guy. So, but what he does is what we noticed here in Phoenix. You want to play at a faster pace. You want to play. You want to move. The Suns actually were better pace-wise, much better when he wasn't playing. They were able to get up and down the court and play at a more frenetic pace. With Chris, it's slow, methodical, bring it up the court, take your time. It gives the defense a chance to set up. It gives the defense a chance to set up their rotations, and it makes it easier for switches on defense. And so I do think that that's something you got to look at. Golden State likes to play fast. Suns wanted to play fast, but Chris doesn't really allow you when he has the ball to to play at a quick pace if he's bringing it up. Now, what the Suns did in the playoffs this year, Chris wasn't bringing it up a whole lot. I mean, not like, last year against Dallas and New Orleans, Chris was the point guard. This year, against the Clippers in Denver, if you go look at he played in 7 games this year in the playoffs. Only once did he have 10 assists in a game. He wasn't the primary ball handler. They were having Booker bring it up and Campaign bring it up and other guys bring it up because they wanted to move it along a lot quicker.
Right. Real quick before we let you go, Gambo, and we appreciate the time. Our text line loves you, man. They're saying Gambo's a legend out in the Phoenix area. We know that. Real quickly, Saric, how's he going to fit with the Warriors? Does he have anything left in the tank?
Yeah. Listen, I mean, this is his 5th team, so come on, guys. It is what it is, right? I mean, the guy's been on 5 different teams, and he's still in his 20s. He's a nice role player.
Yeah.
He's smart. You could play him small ball 5. He's great for the regular season. He may not bust your playoff postseason rotation, but in the regular season, you're looking for a guy 15 minutes, smart basketball IQ, will shoot the 3. You can play him in different positions. You can play some small ball 5. Non-athletic, guys, completely non-athletic. So not great at getting up and down the court. He's not going to block shots. He's not the best defensive player. He uses his body for defense because he's a wide body, but he doesn't have the long arms. He's got short, stubby arms. But you'll like him as a role player. I mean, he'll have some good games for you. 2 out of every 6 games he'll play well. I don't know if he's a playoff rotation guy, but I think you'll enjoy watching him play because he's a smart player.
Right. And lastly, would it be a surprise if the Niners didn't win an NFC West? Because I got a sneaky suspicion that Seattle's going to be a lot better than what people give them credit for.
No, the 49ers should. I think the 49ers are the clear-cut favorites to win that thing. That's what I think. Even with the quarterback situation the way it is, I think they're the favorites. And you got 2 wins against the Cardinals. That's an easy 2 wins because then the Cardinals aren't going to beat them.
Cardinals are kind of low-key own the Niners.
Yeah, it's crazy the way it's kind of gone. Like, with Seattle has always owned Arizona, and Arizona's had some success against San Francisco. And the whole thing with Kingsbury is he couldn't beat McVay. I think he beat him once in the 5 years that he was here. So it's crazy how it goes. But this year's Cardinals team, guys, it's going to be bad. I mean, 2 to 3 wins. They're going to, Matt Murray's going to be out for a little while. They got rid of so many of their, key players. They got a lot of draft picks going forward. They're going to rebuild that way. It's going to take a little time.
Gambo, on the heels of Twitter rebranding itself right now, we were actually doing a fun exercise last night, which we might bring to the air in a second here, about rebranding. I had the Arizona Cardinals as my power rank number 1 in all of sports that needed a full rebranding.
Yeah. I don't know that I would disagree with that. I mean, they made it to the Super Bowl, with Kurt Warner and Larry Fitzgerald, lost to Pittsburgh. It was the only time they've ever been there. I mean, the organization as a whole. I mean, here, and the Suns have had a lot for a team that's never won a championship and been around since the 60s. The Suns have had a lot of success.
Yeah.
They've been in the NBA Finals. I mean, they were in the NBA Finals against Milwaukee. They were in the NBA Finals in the 70s against the Celtics, in the 90s against the Bulls. They've had a lot of success. The Cardinals have not had a lot of success. Even when they redo their uniforms, they did it this year. They redid their uniforms.
Yeah.
People were like, it looks the same.
It does look the same.
They look terrible, man. They're terrible.
Full rebrand.
Yeah, now you got to wait 5 years for some more terrible uniforms. It's awful. Gambo, you're the man.
Thanks
for
buddy.
the time today, man. We'll catch up soon.
You enjoy those 72-degree temperatures. You enjoy those.
Yeah.
We will.
Oh, we will. Trust me, we love it.
Like
Have fun in 118. Yeah. Have fun in 118.
All right, boys.
All right, Gambo. John Gambadoro, 98.7 in Phoenix, man. He's a fun dude, man. He's a fun guy.
So,